When most people think about Igbo homeland, their minds immediately go to 5 core southeast states of Anambra, Imo, Abia, Enugu, and Ebonyi. But the story of the Igbo people stretches far beyond these political boundaries. Across Nigeria's South-South region, several towns and kingdoms maintain deep historical, linguistics, cultural, and ancestral connection with the wider Igbo civilization. Some speak Igbo dialect. Others preserve traditions linked to ancient migration from Igboland. Some were founded by individuals of Igbo origin who later built powerful kingdoms and commercial centers. Today's documentary explores 8 remarkable South-South towns whose histories reveal strong connections to the Southeast Igbo world. Bonny, Opobo, Obigbo, Agbor, Kwale, Ogwashi-Uku, Ila, and Akwukwu-Igbo. This is not an attempt to erase the unique identities of these communities. Rather, it is an exploration of historical connections, migration, trade networks, language, relationship, and shared cultural heritage that have linked these communities with the wider Igbo world for centuries. Long before colonial boundaries created modern Nigerian states, communities interacted through migration, trade, marriage, warfare, and religious networks. The ancient Nnewi civilization, the Aro Confederacy, Onitsha's kingdom, Agbor kingdom, and numerous Igbo trading communities maintained influence far beyond present-day Southeast Nigeria. Archaeological discoveries at Igbo-Ukwu have demonstrated the existence of sophisticated Igbo civilization dating back more than 1,000 years. The site was a major religious and commercial center connected to long-distance trade routes across West Africa and beyond. As commerce expanded along the Niger River and into the Niger Delta, many Igbo-speaking populations migrated into areas that today belong to Delta, Rivers, Bayelsa, and Akwa-Ibom states. The result was a vast cultural zone whose identities often overlapped and evolved over centuries. Few places demonstrate the interaction between Igbo and Niger Delta people better than Bonny. Today, Bonny is recognized as one of the most important Ijaw kingdoms in Nigeria. Yet, historians have documented centuries of interaction between Bonny and neighboring Igbo communities, especially the Ndoki people. For generations, trade routes connected Bonny to Igbo hinterland communities. Palm oil, fish, salt, clothes, and agricultural products flowed through these routes. Many Bonny royal houses maintained commercial relationships with Igbo traders. Historical accounts also show significant cultural and family connections between Bonny and neighboring Idoki Igbo communities. Researchers have noted long-standing links between Bonny and Igbo populations living around present-day Abia and Rivers states. These relationships helped transform Bonny into one of West Africa's most important commercial centers during the 19th century. No discussion about Igbo influence in the South-South is complete without Opobo. The founder of Opobo Kingdom, Jaja of Opobo, was born Juboha in Amiibo, present-day Imo State. Historical records show that he was originally of Igbo origin before eventually rising through Bonny's commercial hierarchy and founding the Kingdom of Opobo in 1870. His history remains one of the most remarkable in African history. Captured as a youth and sold into slavery, he rose through determination and business skills to become one of the most powerful merchants in the Niger Delta. Following political conflicts in Bonny, he established Opobo as a new commercial kingdom. Under his leadership, Opobo became a dominant force in the palm oil trade and challenged British commercial interests. Although Opobo today possesses its own distinct Ibani Ejo identity, the kingdom's founding story remains inseparable from the life of an Igbo-born entrepreneur and statesman. Among all South communities discussed in this documentary, Obigbo may possess the clearest Igbo identity. Today, officially known as Oyigbo, the area is located in Rivers State. Historical and demographic records describe the area as being inhabited largely by Obigbo subdivision of the Igbo ethnic group. Igbo remains the dominant language spoken in many communities throughout the local government area. The name itself, Obigbo, directly reflects the Igbo heritage. Visitors quickly notice similarities with neighboring Igbo communities in Abia and Imo states. Traditional institutions, naming systems, festivals, languages, and family structure all reflect strong Igbo influence. For many historians, Obigbo represents a continuation of the larger Igbo cultural landscape, extending naturally into Rivers State. Agbor occupies a unique place within Delta State. The people of Agbor belong to the Ika ethnic group, whose language is classified within the Igboid language family. Many linguists describe Ika as one of the closest linguistic relatives of mainstream Igbo. Visitors from Anambra, Delta North, and part of Edo State often notice substantial similarities in vocabulary and cultural expressions. Traditional marriage rites, titles, festivals, and social structure also display remarkable similarities to those found throughout Igboland. Because of these connections, Agbor is frequently regarded as part of the broader Anioma cultural region, often referred to as Delta Igbo territory. Kwale serves as one of the major centers of the Okwani people in Delta State. The Okwani language belongs to the larger Igboid language group. For centuries, Okwani communities maintained close relationships with neighboring Igbo population across the Niger River. Trade, migration, marriage, and religion helped strengthen these ties. Today, many Okwani customs remain recognizable to other Igbo-speaking groups. Traditional naming patterns, market systems, age-grade institutions, and festivals reveal common historical roots. While the Okwani people possess a distinct identity and dialects, their connection to the wider Igbo world remains an important part of their history. Ogwashi-Uku is one of Delta State's most historic towns. Located in the Onitsha area of Anioma land, the town has long been associated with Igbo-speaking population west of the Niger. The town's traditional institutions, closely resemble those found in many Southeast communities. Its language, cultural practices, folklore, and ancestral traditions share significant similarities with neighboring communities in Anambra State. For centuries, Ogwashi-Uku participated in trade networks connecting Western Igbo communities with Eastern centers such as Onitsha and Owerri. These interactions helped preserve common cultural traditions across the Niger. Situated along the banks of the Niger River, Ila occupies a strategic location that made it a crossroads of commerce and migration. The people of Ila belong to the Anioma cultural region. For generations, the river connected Ila to Onitsha and other major Igbo commercial centers. As a result, cultural exchange flourished. Traditional ceremonies, language patterns, and family institutions reveal a clear Igbo influence. Many families maintain historical relationships that extend across both sides of the Niger. The river never acted as a barrier. Instead, it functioned as a bridge linking communities together. Among all the towns on this list, Akwukwu-Igbo perhaps leaves the least room for debate. The town literally carries Igbo in its name. Akwukwu-Igbo is widely recognized as an Igbo town and serves as the headquarters of Oshimili North local government area in Delta State. The town forms part of the Anioma region. Its language, custom, titles, festivals, and traditional governance structures clearly reflect Igbo heritage. For centuries, Akwukwu-Igbo has maintained close cultural and commercial relationships with neighboring towns such as Onitsha, Ila, Okpanam, and Ogwashi-Uku. The community stands as one of the strongest examples of the West End spread of Igbo civilization beyond today's Southeast geopolitical boundaries. The Niger River was one of the greatest highways of pre-colonial West Africa. Rather than separating communities, it connected them. Trade has moved goods between Onitsha, Agbor, Ila, Akwukwu-Igbo, Ogwashi-Uku, and many other settlements. These commercial networks encourage migration and intermarriage. Ideas, beliefs, technologies, and cultural traditions spread across vast distances. This explains why many communities west of the Niger continue to share strong cultural similarities with Eastern Igbo communities. One mistake often made in modern discussion is the assumption that ethnic identities are always rigid. History tells a different story. Communities evolve, people migrate, kingdoms expand, languages influence one another. The story of Bonny, Opobo, Obigbo, Agbor, Kwale, Ogwashi-Uku, Ila, and Akwukwu-Igbo demonstrates this complexity. Some of these communities identify strongly as Igbo. Others possess mixed heritage. Some develop distinct identities while maintaining ancestral connection to Igbo population. Recognizing these connections enriches history rather than diminishing anyone's identity. The story of the Igbo people cannot be confined entirely within modern state boundaries. Across the South-South region, numerous communities preserve historical links to the wider Igbo world. Some connections are linguistics, others are cultural, others emerge through migration, commerce, and state formation. From the remarkable rise of King Jaja of Opobo to the unmistakable Igbo heritage of Obigbo and Akwukwu-Igbo, these towns reveal a larger story of interconnected people and shared history. They remind us that civilization is rarely built in isolation. Instead, it grows through centuries of interaction, exchange, adaptation, and cooperation. And in that story, the South-South towns remain important chapters in the broader history of the Igbo people. As you have seen, the story of Nigeria is far deeper than modern boundaries. From Bonny to Akwukwu-Igbo, from Opobo to Agbor, these towns remind us that history is connected, cultures are intertwined, and identity is often bigger than we think. If this video opened your eyes, then you already know this is just the beginning. Hit the like button if you want more deeper documentaries like this. Subscribe now to join a growing community uncovering hidden history of Southeastern and Eastern Nigeria. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next powerful story. And most importantly, drop a comment below. Which town surprised you the most, and which other places should we investigate next? Your comments might inspire the next documentary. Until next time, keep discovering, keep questioning, and keep learning.